especially where I grew up, I definitely stood out, I think, and was made fun of, but also I was ahead of my times.
I'm Ziggy.
I'm Aya.
And this is Queers in the Closet. All right, we're here to style a queer from their closet in an outfit that they've never put together before. But before that, we are going to talk some queer style, and we're going to talk about your style.
Yay. My name is Aya, and my pronouns are she, they.
Aya is a Pisces Sun, Gemini Moon, Scorpio Rising, and Aquarius Venus.
Yes.
So we're going to focus on this Venus sign right now in Aquarius. I feel like Aquarius is very unconventional. You like to break rules. Do you feel like that applies to you and your style?
Absolutely. I feel like being a maximalist as well. I'd like to mend different subcultures of fashion into my looks, and so I think that is like breaking barriers and showing the unconventionality of it. So,
absolutely. Yeah. And how would you describe your personal style?
Honestly, it changes like almost every year.
Yeah.
It just depends on like the movies I'm watching or like the magazines I'm like, flipping through, like what's on social media. Honestly, my friends inspire me. My brother inspires me.
Very Gemini Moon of you to be having your style like constantly changing
for sure.
Influenced by your surroundings.
For sure. I have been getting in touch with my roots again, so I've been inspired by Arabic artists and Japanese artists as well.
And you mentioned that you're a maximalist. So as a maximalist, do you prefer to layer colors or do you prefer to layer textures?
I definitely like to layer textures because, I mean, even though I would like to experiment more with color, which I'm trying to, or have been trying to this year, I feel like mixing textures is more safe, I guess, especially where we are and some of your Boo, Vancouver. Like, I don't always need like that kind of attention, but it's also like I'm playing a character also, like Drag Race has been really inspiring these days, and I love like the whole talk about like the fantasy, living the fantasy. So whenever there's a occasion or like a theme to something, like I'm overextending myself and doing the most as always. So I love coming up with like my own ideas and like showcasing them in like a space where it's gonna be appreciated, I guess.
What are your favorite textures to layer with each other?
So I like to layer tulle and lace with my day-to-day things usually. That's what I resort to, especially when I'm mixing like hard metals and like leathers. Like I love the juxtaposition of that, of like the metal core and then like the softness of like, I guess like it shows like my two personalities as well.
Yeah. So for soft materials, would you say more like cotton, fur, like what
cotton
is your...
furs, with colors too, pinks and purples, like those are my favorite colors, but then like
cute.
Adding on like a really chunky demonias or something. But yeah. Oh my goodness! Hi.
Oh, hello.
Oh my goodness!
What is this? Literally in your favorite color combo.
Hi, Louis. Oh my gosh, it's so funny that we were just
so
talking about purple and pink.
Yeah, and then there he is. How does queerness inform your personal style?
Honestly, just wearing whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly, absolutely. You don't get more queer than that.
And always wearing whatever I want. Especially where I grew up, I definitely stood out, I think, and was made fun of, but also I was ahead of my times, and these people just didn't know. Because I remember wearing these, I thrifted these jorts, and jorts weren't even in back then, okay?
Right.
And they had these Flintstones patches on them.
Oh my god.
So cute, and they're totally vintage and like such good carpenter like jorts too, that I wore to school, and I was made fun of for them, and that like
the disrespect
in that moment just like felt defeated, because like it made me feel like I wasn't femme enough, but also like I didn't care, but then also like I cared so much about what people thought. Like And I still think about those shorts because I got rid of them, and because now I would have worn the out of those Flintstones jorts. And now everyone's wearing jorts. Like
literally. I know those people that were making fun of you are wearing jorts now.
Yeah, Miley, what's
unfortunately. Looking at you, Miley.
Oh my god, no. You know where that's from?
No, wait, I don't. No. I thought you literally had a bully named Miley. That's what I thought.
No, it was when Nicki Minaj called out
Oh my god. Okay, of course.
Because then you talked to the camera, and I was like, no, there's no Miley.
I'm fully trying to call out your bullies right now. You're like, actually, it was just a reference. It was literally a pop culture reference. And the thing is like, I can totally know the reference, hear it, and I'm like, over my head.
You said that you had that thing. But then also, like, okay, I'm so sorry. No.
Auditory processing disorder, yeah.
What is it?
Auditory processing disorder. So you mentioned subcultures being a part of your style. What subcultures have you recently been pulling from?
So recently I went to Japan, and I went to Harajuku for the first time. And the Harajuku punk scene is like, I mean, it's another world of punk, and like I love it.
Oh my god.
And I know some of the girls would eat it up. Oh. Hi.
Hey.
This looks sick.
Thank you. We tried, yes.
The Harajuku punk scene is, what I've been really inspired this year by.
So that leads us into our next segment. This is a game that I fully made up for you, Aya. Woo! Fully for you. Yes. So it's called Mix or Clash. So I'm going to give you two subcultures, and I'm going to ask you if you would mix them together, or if you think they clash, like you would not put them together.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. First one is Y2K and 70s disco. Would you mix those together?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the pieces, except for, I'm thinking like, I know 70s style was very into like the high-waisted, and like the Y2K is very low-waisted, and but they both resonate into like the bell bottoms.
Yes, they do.
So I feel like it'll be like an easy, men for sure.
Easy mix. Love that.
What was the word? A mix or what?
Mix or clash.
Yeah.
You say mix for that one? Okay. We're mixing Y2K and 70s. Ooh. How about Y2K and cottagecore?
Let me look, actually.
I feel like cottagecore, it's more like vintage and like simple and like flowy, like florals are included, like gingham. It's more like natural, like you're baking some bread and like frolicking around.
Mix, because I've seen a lot of like Y2K rom-coms of the effortless like girl at the cafe, like, you know, wearing the low rise, and like she's wearing like the linen, and like, you know, I see that, yeah.
So number 2 is a mix.
It's a mix, yeah.
Okay, then what about cottagecore and Harajuku?
Oh yeah, the Lolitas, that is like a subculture in Japan. Yeah, so I definitely
I feel like Harajuku, as you were talking about, like there also are so many subcultures underneath it as well.
Absolutely.
That play with punk, as you were saying, and like all the different colors, tutus as well.
Yeah.
Like it's super fun and colorful. Harajuku and Barbiecore.
Again, another subculture in Japan. It's like borderline of like, what is it called? Lolita and
oh, there was one that I found. I didn't know the name of it before. Decora. Have you heard of that before? It's like really like colorful, and it has like a lot of people wear like mini backpacks and like stockings and different like colorful clips and things like that. And
yeah. So I'm mixing Lolita with Decora. What was the
Harajuku and Barbiecore? Yeah.
Another, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely works because I feel like the neon colors are already in
It's
Decora.
already there.
It's already there. How about Barbiecore and like grandma-core or grandpa-core?
I don't even know how that...
how it would
mix.
Like
I mean,
Barbiecore,
go off, but clash. Like,
clash, yeah.
I think
I agree with you there. I'm gonna agree with you there. I feel like that's a tough one. I'm not saying that like
it can't
I'm sure
happen.
You could pull it off. I'm sure if you tried, you could definitely do it. But I feel like they're very, very opposite to me. And I feel like
very opposite.
Yeah, I feel like more like grandma core would be more neutrals, and I feel like it might be a little
neutrals and more like modesty and more like
like cozy vintage, whereas Barbie core, it can have aspects of like vintage, but I feel like it is definitely just more like a bright neon,
absolutely
hot pink,
that's what you
glittery.
first think of.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. So that one's a clash.
That's a clash.
One last one.
Okay.
So grandma core and scene.
Ooh. Grandma core and scene. Honestly, mixed, because the first person I thought of was Chris, my coworker slash friend. They are very much scene core to the max. Like, you should see their look. They're crazy. And but whenever I work with them or I see them at work, they like layer something with like a knit. So mix for sure.
Mix, okay.
I think it's super cute. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we got mostly mixes there.
Yes. I just love everything.
I feel like everything, you can make everything work together, and especially as an Aquarius Venus, I feel like you can see how it all works, because Aquariuses love to break rules, and I feel like especially with fashion and style, like,
oh my gosh, you need to know more about my Aquarius Venus then.
Yeah, I feel like it shows up a lot for you, I feel like, so far.
No, yeah, and you're reminding me that, like, no, that's like, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's like how you see and experience clothing and style, which I feel like Aquarius is like such an amazing sign because it's so expansive. Like, you naturally just like want to explore.
And I love versatility, and like, yeah, and I'm always trying to find new ways to change, or like find new ways to wear the same things that I've worn, you know? So yeah.
Switching gears a little bit, how has your fashion evolved as you've learned more about your queerness?
My queerness has always been in me, but I was always afraid to express it fully, I guess. And then I feel like I've had an identity crisis my whole life, because I didn't know like a whole side of my culture growing up, and having that like interfere with my queerness as well. Like, I just like did not know who I am. Learning more about my roots, and learning where my family in Palestine have come from, it like solidified like who I am, and it made me more comfortable of like just more comfortable in expressing myself. I've been feeling more inspired to be in those queer spaces, and finding my own community.
Queerness intersects with all of your other identities and who you are, so definitely being able to learn more about yourself and learn more about your culture and who you are and where you come from,
for sure,
and being able to have that show up in the way that you express yourself as well is so meaningful. Yeah. And what have you been wanting to explore more in your personal style?
Besides collecting or building my vintage wardrobe, I actually love collecting vintage lingerie. And I mean, it's not something that like, you know, I can wear like day to day, like out and about, but I feel like if I would want to layer some things or something new in my closet, it would definitely be my lingerie pieces.
Got you.
To make it more like modest, or like more, I don't know, interesting than just like sexy, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. Maybe we'll play around with some lingerie.
I want to experience more color in my wardrobe as well, because I always, especially when I'm running late, which is always, I always resort to like dark colors, because they're easy to, again, I like to layer textures. So I feel like that's like 2 in 1, because I feel like my lingerie is pretty colorful. So
okay, got you. Nice. I feel like we're gonna play around with some lingerie. Yay! And finally, what advice would you give to queer people who are trying to find their personal style and are kind of like exploring that journey of finding that style?
If you think it looks good, and just wear it out. And because it shows your individuality, and it shows confidence. Finding inspos from movies and music also like resonates to your personality as well, I think, especially into music. So if you find like artists that you fuck with and that you love their style, I feel like, you know, you can explore with that as well. It's like an easy, like, I feel like, good outlet. You know, your music is your outlet, I feel like.
Yeah, and being able to like pull and draw inspiration from that when you're not sure where to start, you know, like go to the people and things that you admire. And I feel like music for a lot of us is like a form of expression, or just like an extension of ourselves and our personal interests. And like style is also an extension of our personal interests in a lot of ways.
For sure.
So going back, like starting within yourself and being like, okay, what am I interested in? What do I like? And then going from there.
Yeah, honestly. And if anyone has to say anything about it, don't get rid of those jorts. Like,
don't get rid of those jorts. Those Flintstone jorts.
Yeah. Anything that you wear, like, will be a collectible one day or something, you know, something that you can pass down to. So that's why I hold all my clothes very dearly to me. So yeah.
So what's good, Miley?
There we go.
Well, let's go style an outfit. Yeah! We're gonna try some lingerie. I am going between this leopard print and the red, and I'm gearing towards the red. With this, could do the leopard on leopard, but I'm really feeling the leopard and the red together. Either some like red or leopard tights. I feel like the leopard ones are literally jumping out at me, so let's do some leopard. These are some of Aya's denim skirts, like a dark denim vibe, so I feel like too cute. And then I'm feeling like earmuffs or a hat. I think these are literally perfect. What else should we add? Ooh, let's add a belt. Ooh, leopard bag, literally right here. Are you kidding? I feel like we're gonna stay with the silver and do these right here. For shoes, I'm wanting some boots. So either these fur or these brown boots. I feel like these brown boots here are going to be so iconic with the look. All right, let's put it together. How do you feel in this outfit?
I feel so sexy, and I would have never thought of this outfit put together, especially this really scandalous red top. When you pulled that out, I was like, are you sure? Because I know I wanted to wear more lingerie out, but I was like, this is a really scandalous. But I'm glad. I like that you layered like the top underneath, and of course, leopard is my favorite.
Thank you so much for being on an episode of Queers in the Closet.
Such an honor.
Oh my god.